Hello, everybody. My name is Sema. I am a safe sex lead here with Pulse. My pronouns are she, hers. And today we are going to be talking about birth control and pregnancy. Awesome. Let's get into it. There are 5 methods of contraception or birth control. We're about to break them down for you in more detail, but just to go over them all, we have hormonal methods, barrier methods, behavioral methods, sterilization, and emergency contraception. The first type of contraception we're going to be talking about is hormonal methods. A lot of these methods are over 90% effective. They last for a different length of time. The pill you take every day, the implant lasts for 5 years, and some IUDs or intrauterine devices can last for 12 years, which is a pretty long time. While they're super effective at preventing pregnancy, they do not prevent STI transmission or sexually transmitted infections from being transmitted during sex. Next, we are going to talk about barrier methods. Barrier methods are single use, so you only use them one time. They include things like internal condoms, previously known as male condoms, previously known as female condoms, external condoms, which are previously known as male condoms, dental dams, which are used for oral sex, and a couple of other types of barrier methods that are less commonly used. Yeah, these prevent against pregnancy and STI transmission. To break down how to use external condom, here are some steps for you. Some things I want to highlight. Always make sure that your condoms are not expired. Only use your condoms once. If you want to go again, get a new condom. And condoms only last for 1 hour. So if you're having sex for more than 1 hour, you should use more than one condom. It's also important to talk about lube. There are a couple different types of lube. There's silicone-based lube, which in general lasts longer, works well for all types of condoms, but shouldn't be used with silicone sex toys. There's water-based lube, which is what we have available for you all here at the health center. It does dry out a little bit quicker, but it also, once again, works well for all types of condoms and most sex toys. And there's oil-based lube, which you can use with non-latex condoms, but you should not use with latex condoms. Yeah, lube is important. Lube is awesome. Come check out the lube that we have here at the health center for you. Moving on to our third method of contraception, we have behavioral methods. This includes things like abstinence or not having sex, which is 100% effective at preventing pregnancy. We have fertility awareness methods, which vary depending on the method that is used. And then we have withdrawal methods, which only prevents pregnancy less than 80% of the time. Continuing on, we have sterilization, which is a permanent method of contraception in most cases. Tubal ligation, which is cutting fallopian tubes, and a hysterectomy, which involves removing the entire uterus, are both done for people who have ovaries and uteruses and fallopian tubes, whereas a vasectomy is done on people who have a penis. It involves cutting the small tubes in the scrotum. Fun fact, nearly all vasectomies can be reversed, and there is really no difference in sperm production if you reverse a vasectomy within the first 15 years. Awesome. Now we have this fun little chart before we continue, kind of breaking down how well different types of birth control work. So at the top, we have the long-term hormonal types of birth control, like an IUD or an implant, as well as sterilization that are effective more than 99% of the time. Then we have some different types of hormonal methods that are effective, still way above 90%, but a little less effective than those at the top. Then we have some different methods that are in like the lower 80s range. I would like to note that while condoms are included at this third tier here, that accounts for user error. If condoms were used perfectly all the time, they would be at a much higher percent effectiveness, but they aren't used effectively all the time, which is one of the reasons why we are here sharing this information with you today. And then at the bottom, we have some lower 70s range that includes things like withdrawal and fertility awareness. Cool. Before we continue on with this presentation, we want to do a quick little vibe check. A reminder, everyone is entitled to believe what they want to believe and to have their own opinions, values, and make their own choices. We're not here to tell anyone what to do with their body. We just believe that information is empowering. So we're here to share some of the resources that the health center has for you and some other resources that exist. Cool. The fifth type of contraception is emergency contraception, which is birth control that works after you have sex. This includes things like the copper IUD, which is inserted up to 5 days after having sex. And it works almost 100% of the time. And you can leave it in. It can work up to 12 years after this event, which is super awesome. And then we have 2 pills that are typically thought of as the morning after pill. This includes the Plan B and the Ella. You want to take both of these as soon as possible, and they work in pretty similar ways. The main difference is that Plan B is over the counter. You don't need a prescription to get it, whereas Ella, you do need a prescription to get it, but you can get a prescription here at the health center. And Ella is also typically used by people who have a higher BMI just because of how the way the medication works. Cool. Moving on, talking about pregnancy. You can get Plan B and Ella here at the health center. You can also get free urine pregnancy tests. Super cool. They're accurate 99% of the time. They're usually inaccurate if you don't use it correctly or if it is expired. So pretty accurate at telling you if you're pregnant or not. Now you test for take a pregnancy test and it's positive. What are some of your options? Parenting is always an option, and there are lots of great resources here on campus for students with dependents. Adoption or safe surrender is another option, as well as abortion. And the health center and our campus as a whole offer access and extra resources to all of these options. We did want to touch super fast on medication abortion, which has recently been available here at the health center, which is super awesome. Basically, how medication abortion works is it's a combination of 2 medications that you take. The first one is mifepristone, which blocks the body's own progesterone and it stops the pregnancy from proceeding. And the second one is misoprostol, which causes cramping and bleeding and empties the uterus. So this is a resource that exists for you on campus should you wish to access it. It is also important to note that medication abortion is not Plan B. They work in very different ways and they are not the same thing. So we have a lot of great resources for you on campus. Here are some of the sexual health resources that exist at our health center for varying prices, all much below what they would cost off campus, which is super awesome. If you want to learn more, you can scan this QR code for the Sex Ed Canvas page, which is put on by the Cal Poly Sexual and Reproductive Health Lab. Super informative, super comprehensive, great resource. Cool. Once again, I'm Sema. I'm with Pulse. We're a peer health education group that works with Cal Poly Campus Health and Wellbeing. Yeah. If you have any questions, want to give us some feedback on this presentation, please don't hesitate to reach out, scan this QR code, email pulse@calpoly.edu. Cool. Hope you learned something. Hope you have a great day. Bye.